Welcome to Real Channel Automotive, a place to help you understand the world of automotive mobility. Please subscribe our channel for more updates. Here's the major headline on the new Mercedes-AMG C63 SE performance. More power, more tech, less displacement. We all knew that the end of the V8 era of AMG cars was on the horizon. But the question remains, is their customer base ready for the hybrid or electric AMG era? Mercedes certainly seems to think that AMG customers are ready to make the shift. Just look at the recently released AMG 1, the EQE, and now the C63. The manufacturer has certainly come to the table ready to show the world that they're all in on technology for 2023 and beyond. If it's power that the typical AMG customer is after, there's no shortage here. There's a horsepower war raging, and Mercedes-AMG has just reached for the nuke button, delivering an all-new 2024 C63 S with so much muscle it makes its BMW M3 rival look like it's competing in an entirely different market. With the help of hybrid assistance, the latest C63 S produces 671 horsepower, which is a staggering 167 horsepower. More than what the M3 competition makes. It's the same story with torque. 752 pound-feet plays 479 pound-feet. It's hard to see how the M3 has a hope of catching up until BMW launches an all-new car in several years' time. But does it need to catch up? There are a couple of other figures that stand out on the C63's spec sheet beside the power output. One is the number of driven wheels, which is now 4 for the first time. Another is the colossal 4,489 pounds curb weight. And yet another is the number of cylinders. 4. The old C63 S could lord it over the M3 by reminding us, even though they made the same power, the AMG had a 4-liter turbocharged V8, and the BMW only had a 3-liter Turbo 6. But now the C63 S has downgraded right down to a 2-liter Turbo 4. Along with the high-tech powertrain, Mercedes is also introducing some equally high-tech drivetrain components in their new e-performance vehicles, the C63 S being no exception. For example, with the addition of the electric motor in the back, the C63 S gets an immediate boost off the line, the instant torque kicking in before even the pre-spun turbocharged gas engine up front can get going. If the huge off-the-line traction isn't your thing, they've also got a new drift mode which takes advantage of the electronically controlled rear limited slip differential. Mercedes promises that the instant torque of the electric motor combined with the differential being integrated into the package results in a precise, high level of agility. When you switch one of the 8 selectable AMG Dynamic Select drive modes back to something more grip-focused, a mechanical connection between the hybrid powertrain pieces means that the power will be sent to the appropriate wheels via a fully variable all-wheel drive system. There are also some impressive features based around keeping the battery system cool under pressure. For one, the battery itself is extremely lightweight for current battery standards, weighing in at a mere 196 pounds. It's also neatly placed above the rear motor and differential assembly, which helps weight distribution. But the most impressive bit of its design is the direct cooling system. The battery itself is engineered to have coolant running around all 560 cells individually. This allows the Mercedes-AMG 400-volt system to stay cool in all scenarios, including different states of charge and discharge. Let's face it, this is an AMG Mercedes that we're talking about here. It's a repeatable result for Mercedes. Toss as much power as physically and technologically possible at one of your existing models and hope it works out. And it will, because it almost always works for them. But if we're assuming that they've hit a home run on the performance of the new C63 S AMG, are we sure that the rest of the car will play at the same level? Historically, AMG models have always been a refined version of the already available standard car. The new C63 follows the same game plan as usual. It has AMG-specific sport seats, with distinct materials and patterns, as well as options that allow the buyer to tailor their new AMG to their individual preference. The new MBUX infotainment system is preloaded with AMG and hybrid mode specific screens that translate seamlessly into the digital gauge cluster, as one would expect. Outside, it's a handsomely aggressive new AMG design, 3 inches wider up front, a very slightly longer wheelbase, and an assortment of vents that Mercedes says are all function over form. There's some new badging, including an all-black AMG logo that replaces the standard Mercedes star and wreath found on the hood of all previous Mercedes-AMG models. One last thing, in an effort to help soften the blow of removing the trademark AMG V8 snarl, Mercedes has introduced a new exterior sound system designed to alert pedestrians when the car is in electric mode. They also claim that the AMG sound improves driving experience by amplifying the engine exhaust sound through a series of external and internal speakers. We, for one, are very curious to hear what this actually sounds like. Here's to hoping it keeps some of the old AMG magic alive. Is absolute power and performance the most important consideration when choosing a car like an AMG C63 S? Or would you rather take a horsepower hit and have the M3's additional cylinders, much like Lamborghini buyers happily choose the Huracan, and its naturally aspirated V10 over turbocharged Ferrari and McLaren rivals that make it look puny? Leave a comment and let us know whether it matters to you that the AMG has only a 4-cylinder ICE engine.